Welcome to an exclusive interview, Shri Nitesh Gangaramani, Alfra Group, a young entrepreneur, businessman and industrialist. इंडिया अनबाउंड में नीतीश गंगारामनी जी आपका स्वागत है. Please tell us about your childhood days and your family background.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank India Unbound for this exclusive interview. I have been reading India Unbound since last 1 year. I have been following their news, and I feel the literature and the editorial, whatever has happened so far, has been really crisp and very transparent. I feel it's very informative. The right message has been passed out to individuals, to all the people in this country. I was in Dubai and I was shocked to see that a lot of people in Dubai were holding this magazine, and I feel it is adding a lot of value to the society, also to a lot of NGOs where the right message has been passed across. Well, we are a joint family. This business is owned by my uncle, who is my dad's elder brother, Dr. J.R. Gangaramani. He started this company back in 1980, and we are a joint family of 4 uncles. So basically it's me, who is the younger second brother's son,
Okay.
who is a part of the business. My father is not into this business. He is into textile and finance consultancy, so he is not a part of this business. So I work along with join hands with my uncle, who is the chairman of the group. He is a Padma Shri Award winner. Well, I started my career. I did my schooling from St. Xavier's High School in Vile Parle, where I did my schooling from there. Then I did 3 years of my diploma in civil engineering from Mumbai University. Then I did my bachelor's in civil engineering from Mumbai University again, which was BE Civil. Then I pursued my MBA, which I finished from Manchester University. That was also for about a 2-year course, full-time MBA course, where I did MBA in construction and finance.
I see.
And I also did post-graduation construction and management from NICMAR, which is National Institute of Construction Management and Research. They are a university which I think today is a very well-renowned university for all construction individuals. And I have done also a project management program course, which is Bachelor's in Project Management Program USA, which is a 1-year project management course.
Great.
Which has helped me a lot. So I joined Alfara in 2005. I finished my education in 2004. I joined Alfara in 2005. First 1 year was very difficult for me because I was on an intense training. I was working as a site manager at Alfara Group site. Previous to Alfara Group, I forgot to mention that 1 year I was actually working with some developer here on the site to learn experience, where I feel it was a great eye opener for me, as we had weekly site visits, we had monthly review meetings, which helped me an insight of how construction works, and how development works across India.
You wanted to quote the name of that builder?
Well, to be honest, I would not like to quote because
Okay.
I feel he has been a great instrument to me, but I was not happy with the way things were going on. But still, whatever best I could do, I have managed to do in his organization. And when I joined Alfara, I feel I was on a 1-year intense training where I started with, we have about 11 verticals in Alfara Group back in UAE. We are into building construction, we are into precast, we are into steel structure, we are into glass facade, we are into electromechanical. So anything in construction we do. So the objective was that to be acquainted with every vertical in construction.
Okay.
Now how would that happen? That would only happen when you work at the grassroots level. How would you work at the grassroots level? When you are physically at the site. I had a severe intense training. Morning 5:30 I used to get up. I used to be at the site at 6:30. Our site used to start by about 7 o'clock. 6:30 I used to be at the site to take a survey of what are the things not to be done, what are the things which are to be done, what is the task for all the laborers who come, what will be their next line of action they have to do. Morning we used to have safety induction meeting where all our laborers used to join at the site. We used to have a safety induction done of them on daily training basis. of wearing helmets, wearing jackets, pulley ropes. So all this used to happen in the morning. I used to have site meeting in the afternoon. From the afternoon. So it was like a 1 year package where every 3 months one vertical was covered, and I have given exams also. So every vertical, all the business heads used to conduct periodical exams where they used to measure of whatever we have learned and whatever came from the site, how much percentage have we absorbed.
Okay.
So they used to take interviews from us, and they used to take exams from us. So I feel it was quite a religious exercise, but that has helped me in terms of very practical solutions, and fundamentally things have been more clearer, because when I studied so many degrees, what I feel is, see, theoretical will always help you, but practical experience will add the most value, what cannot be compared.
Right. That is the only result oriented the things.
Plus, working in UAE was always a boon, because working in UAE is something where you are exposed to international markets. The projects are different geographies, different dynamics. There is lots of intricacies involved in every project, and the fun of working abroad was, to be honest, very different. So I've been very fortunate, by the grace of God, that I was lucky to get this opportunity, and thankful to my parents and my family that I was considered, and I got this opportunity for 1 year of very stringent, excellent training.
Great. Kindly tell us about the brief about Alfra Group. What is the Alfra Group overall?
Well, to be honest, Alfara Group, to tell you the name, Al means the, Farah means big, so it's the big. The objective of starting Alfara Group was, we are engineers. My uncle, who is Dr. Jawaharlal Gangaramani, Padma Shri Award winner, he also is a civil engineer. We are a family of engineers. The objective was to bring some change in the market of quality, timely delivery, execution capabilities, giving one-stop solution to all our clients, where we are one umbrella. So Alfara Groups started with a building construction company in UAE. Then it grew into different verticals. In the last, we can say, we have been almost now 36 years. So when we started in 1980, I think in last 12 years, we were able to start all our other verticals. Fortunately, today all our other verticals are actually not working for inter-companies. So they are working for outside clients. So every company has grown individually, and every company has diversified individually. So we have been, so Alfara Construction is a multidisciplinary construction group, which will help you as a one-stop solution provider for a package solution. So if there is a 5-star hotel, there is a hospital, right from excavation till handing over, we can do every scope of work.
In your opinion, what is the scope of infrastructure industry in India and globally, in the UAE and Dubai?
Well, to be honest, I really feel sad that I have traveled across the globe, I have traveled across the world, and I have been seeing that infrastructure, we are far, far, far behind. We have brilliant people, we have very intelligent talent. I think we have the most young entrepreneurs in India. But what we are lagging is infrastructure. Now, how we help this infrastructure? First of all, I would like to thank, we are fortunate, we have our new Prime Minister, Honorable Narendra Modi ji, who has a vision, who has a wisdom, and he knows what he is doing. I am personally very positive and confident that we as a company in India, because I started in 2010 Alfara India operations in December, and so far, we have grown exponentially. We started with a turnover of about 10 crores. Today, we are doing a turnover of 650 crores.
Great.
We have total 47 projects, out of which 27 projects have been delivered. We have satisfied clients. We've got repeated clients who are very keen to work with us. So, coming back to answer your question, I think infrastructure, I find a lot of opportunities with smart cities, elevated highways, expressways. There is a huge potential for infrastructure in India. China, if you see, is 50 years ahead of us. If we need to be ahead of China, we need to act now, and which we are. I feel a lot of opportunities are coming. We recently backed a JNPT project, which is an SEZ project. It's a 550 crore project from Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust. It's a very specialized project. Well, to be honest, it's a joint venture project. We were not pre-qualifying for that, so we required some partners to pre-qualify. But we are jointly executing this job. This will be our first government project, which will help us to bag more government projects.
In what manner the Alfra Group is different infrastructure industry than others?
Well, to be honest, I feel I don't want to compete with anyone. The idea is our mission and vision is to be a client's end-to-end solution provider where we are looking at timely delivery, we are looking at quality, we are looking at safety, all these parameters. So we are not a volume-driven company. How Alfra is different? We had lots of foremen in UAE who were about 30-35 years. So we bought them in India. Now how we bought them in India is they were retiring. So we have infused these people at the site level where whatever our laborers are, they conduct training for them. So all our senior foremen, see, foreman is a person who is more knowledgeable than an engineer because he has worked at the grassroots level.
Okay.
He works at the ground level with his laborers. He understands the language of laborers. He understands the language of your mason, carpenter. So he has been training this at the grassroots level to our people. Now this training is helping us in increasing productivity at site. We have done a record on Prestige site in Bangalore where we finished in 5.5 days. A slab size of 1470 square meters, we did in 5.5 days a slab because of our these foremen, this productivity, on-site training. We have off-site training also, we have on-site. We are coming up with our training and development center in Panvel, and that will be a hub for at least close to about 2,000-3,000 people per month will be trained there, laborers.
Oh, great. What are the challenges faced by the developers nowadays?
Well, I feel challenges so far has been
real estate market is down and demonetization has taken the place.
I feel it's a temporary phase. I feel it is something where for the next 6 months it's going to be a hard situation. The reason being because people were not used to this. It is something which has happened where we were not. See, everyone lives in a comfort zone. This is a time where we have come out of the comfort zone, and it will take some time for the sentiments to come back, for people to again have faith in the system. But I feel it's a good move. It's a good decision. We need to curb black money. Fortunately, India has been a country which has been known for having black money, but I personally feel that this will help us in filtering a lot of things. Things will become online. It will bring a lot of transparency in the system, which was not there. So now the idea, I feel our honorable Prime Minister is looking at to bring more transparency, which will help us. So developers for the time being are affected, but in the longer run, I feel it is a boon. It will help us add value. It will really help us. Plus RERA coming in real estate in the month of March, where RERA, Real Estate Regulatory Authority, will be implemented. That will bring systems in place. Because I belong from Dubai. I was from 2005 to 2010 in Dubai, and I have seen RERA implemented in Dubai. Believe me, buyers were the most happiest because they were secured that we know that our money is safe.
Okay. So it will boom the industry.
It will boom the industry.
How Alfra Group backed the first government project at JNPT, the SEZ?
Well, to be honest, we did a lot of study. From the time we got the PQ document, it was a 2-stage tender. From the time we got the PQ document, we did an intensive study at site. My team visited the site physically. They did a geographical study of the place. We did a logistic layout of the complete place. We hired a very strong consultant because it's a design and build project. So this consultant designed the entire project for us. We made a presentation in-house to understand that it's a 32 months challenging project, how we'll be able to finish. So we did a lot of extensive study on that. We had our pricing right. Our partners, we worked with Tarmet and Backbone as a partner in this project. They are equal partners in the JNPT project, and I feel it was on merit. We turned out to be L1, and we backed this job. So,
okay. How are you satisfied with the progress you have maintained in the last 5 years in Alfra?
Well, to be honest, I feel excellence has no finish line. I feel satisfaction is something where, I think satisfaction is something where we still have a long way to go. So I can't say we are satisfied. We are satisfied, but we are not completely satisfied.
Okay.
Because we have lots of aims and ambitions. We have lots of challenges. which we anticipate are going to come. So to answer your question, I feel that satisfied is a word which I cannot say today. I could say when we achieve maybe we are close to having maybe about 2,500 crores turnover, where we are delivering projects which is happening now, but satisfaction is not something which right now.
Where do you see Alfara Group after 5 years?
Well, to be honest, after 5 years, the way we look at things is I look personally Alfara Group to be a company which is there as a brand when it comes to developers, when it comes to corporates, when it comes to MNCs and government, that where you need delivery ahead of schedule, you need safety, you need quality. This is where Alfara Group will stand. We will not be a volume driven company. We appreciate our competitors. We know our competitors are far in volume than what we are, but we are not a volume driven business. We want to be a very, very boutique contractor who is there for selected clients.
Okay. What is the difference you see in the previous government and current government in the developer perspective?
Well, I feel the previous government was also good, but I mean, there were lots of issues in the previous government which the developers were facing in terms of approvals, in terms of systems. But now in the new government, I think our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi Sahab is trying to make things online. So lots of BMC files will be submitted online. I feel this will bring a big boon to us, as it will help us getting accountability in the system where your file is stuck, what has been happening. Because Dubai, this is the same. So Dubai, in 21 days you get an approval for your project.
Wow.
You have to submit the drawings online, you have to submit all your addendums online, and within 21 days you get your building permit. So I feel it's a good move.
Okay. Developers are forced to civil litigations and take time, energy, money. What measures should the government take to ease that pain, according to you?
Well, to be honest, we are fighting an arbitration case on one subject where one developer has not been paying us since quite some time. But I feel our judiciary system is very weak. We need to have, I really request our Honorable Prime Minister to help us in seeing how we can improve this judiciary system, because unfortunately in construction industry you will find litigations are there. We don't have much we don't have any litigation with anybody. It is basically across the table what you can discuss and resolve and finally close the subject. And plus we work with AAA clients. My clients are Loda, Tata Housing, Prestige. We have Sushil Mantri in Bangalore. So our clients have always been premium clients. So we have never faced. L&T is one of our clients. So to answer your question, I think we need to bring some check and control mechanism in the judiciary system, because this is a lacuna where law and order has to be more enforceable.
And implementation. Real estate people rely on power of muscles, money, mind, media and politicians. What is your comment on that?
Well, to be honest, I have not come across any real estate developer or any person who has come across, who has kind of put muscle or real estate. I have not come across such a situation. Sorry.
What are the expectations in the infrastructure industry you are looking from Honorable Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi?
Well, I was
from
looking
the government side.
Well, I feel that I have met Honorable Devendra Fadnavis Sahab, and we had a detailed discussion about how international companies can participate in tenders in India, where he said that, Nitesh, I'm going to bring global tenders. I told him, sir, the problem is this L1 concept. Unfortunately, the L1 concept you are not able to filter the right person, because any new contractor or any other person takes a JV partner, comes L1 and takes the job, and then you have lots of delays and all. So I had requested that you have to make grading of contractors based on their performance, based on their track record, based on how they are delivered. So there should be A category of contractors, B category of contractors, C category. Nothing to benchmark, to create competition within them, where a B category contractor says, if I improvise myself, I will come in the A category. Now A category will bid for certain projects, B category will bid for certain projects, C category will bid for certain projects. Now what is happening is, it's a jumbled up scenario where the real value contractor is not able to get the job. In the sense, even if he is trying to badge, the price becomes an issue. So price issue becomes a major issue, because then he will not be able to fund to the project. And then you have multiple issues. So what I feel is, there should be some grading of contractors done where there is A category, B category, C category, create competition within them, and A category should be given priority for certain jobs where delivery is something what we are looking at. So I personally feel I would request CM Saab that this concept of L1 should be there, but it should be there should be certain parameters also apart from L1 where marking system should be given.
Okay. Any appeal that you would prefer the government to resolve for the real industry or infrastructure industry?
Well, I feel I don't think there is anything where I would appeal to them to resolve. So far, I feel now things are quite better than what they were before. So I find the systems and scenarios are getting better. So only thing what we can request is to everyone is to just to have patience, believe in CM Saab, believe in Devendra Fadnavis. He is a great leader, he is a great visionary. We need to have trust and faith in him.
In your opinion, PM Modi's decision of denomination of currency, good or bad, have it affected your business in any case?
Well, to be honest, we have always been a company who has been working on digital payments and on check payments and I would say RTGS system. So for us, to be honest, it is not affected much as we were always paying everything in check. We have labor contractors, but we have an umbrella contractor. So we pay him by check and then he distributes the money to all the laborers at site. So to be honest, it is not affected as much, but I feel it is going to be a short term effect for other people, which is going to be as transactions will take some time to happen because you are used to some cycle and suddenly if something changes, so it's going to take some time for things to change. So I feel it's a good move. It's a good move to filter all the money which was, we have a lot of unaccounted money, plus we had a lot of money which is fake, which eventually is something which we need to filter out from the economy, as fake money is creating disturbance for the GDP, disturbance for the whole financial economy.
But now it's everywhere it's finding that all market is affected because of this, and many industries is going to be sick, and all levels are going away from the city.
Well, to be
So,
honest, yeah.
It's major people are getting unemployed for this reason, because this India is 125 crores people. It's a big, huge crowd. So it is not easy to overnight you can change the system, from normal to the digital India like that.
See, I'll tell you,
That is a criticized.
my respect to Honorable Modi ji. See, for a decision not to be taken is a worst decision. But if somebody has taken some decision by showing an ownership, I feel we need to support him and we need to be his side, because see, for any politician or any Prime Minister, this is a very bold step, and I would support our Honorable Prime Minister, as I feel he has a vision. He is not working for money. He is not a person who is greedy about money. He is doing for his country, and I agree this has created a lot of problems temporary. I know the pain what people are going through. I myself stood in the queue outside Axis Bank for at least an hour and a half. I know the time which is lost, but I'll tell you it's worth the pain. Today you may feel the pain for the next 50 days, but the 50 days pain vis-a-vis the next 10 years or next 20 years is going to benefit everyone.
But it is not seems that it is going to short it out in 50 days.
Well,
It will go. I think the experts are saying it will take at least 1 year to same currency is going to.
Well, I'll tell you one
circulate in
thing.
the market.
I feel, to be honest, it is very hard to predict what is going to happen. But prima facie, I feel the money has come in the banking system. The banking interest rates will go down. The lending power will increase for the banks. Home loan rates will come down. So all this will help the buyer to have more, possibility of buying the apartment. And in the long run, see, today for the next 6 months, yes, because it is an immediate exercise, it is going to take some time. But I think down the lane, after 1 year, you will find lot of change and lot of positivity.
Okay, what suggestions you wanted to give the young generation who wanted to become a businessman, industrialist, entrepreneur like you? What suggestion, what advice you wanted to give them?
Well, I have always learned one thing: never work for money. Money is a byproduct, it will come. Give your passion to what you love give your 100% to what you feel and what you like, and be committed. And very important to be honest to yourself. Never ever cheat yourself. Always say, I'm honest to myself. The day you're honest to yourself, automatically all the answers will be out. You need to be, see, I will say, success doesn't go without hard work, and success has no finish line. We have to keep doing our best and have faith and believe in yourself
Okay.
that nothing is impossible.
What message you would like to give to our readers, India Unbound readers and people of the India? What message, being a young entrepreneur, you wanted to message them?
Well, I feel the message what I would like to give India Unbound is that do your best. Don't leave or work for the results. The results are bound to come, maybe today or tomorrow. They will come. See, आप जब दही को आप
हाँ निकालते हैं मक्खन।
तो मक्खन बनता है, लस्सी बनती है. तो ये समय की बात है कि हर चीज़ का टाइम होता है, हर चीज़ का वक्त होता है. I believe a lot in God. I believe in karma. I believe what you sow shall you reap. There is no shortcut in life. जो आप जैसा करोगे वैसा भरोगे. अच्छी नीयत से काम करो, अच्छे मन से काम करो, तो सफलता मिलनी है.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. आप थे नितेश गंगारमनी साहब, एक यंग बिजनेसमैन एंटरप्रेन्योर. आपने इंडिया अनबाउंड में अपना कीमती समय दिया, इसके लिए बहुत
थैंक यू
बहुत आभार.
जी, थैंक यू.
We wish you a great success in your future, Elena. Once again, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you a lot. Thank you.